Thank you for the white balance. It's an honor.
Okay, so here we have Ken Burns and Julie Dunphy. Okay, so we have co-producers on this whole project. Do you call it a film, a documentary? How exactly do you describe a 16-hour project?
Documentary film series usually does it.
You can dance to it, you can make love to it, you can play it at a funeral.
They get to see incredible stories about the people who made country music, whether they're songwriters or singers. They get to hear stories about the songs themselves, which is, I think, really wonderful. You get to understand why Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You," and it makes the song that much richer when you've heard that story from Dolly herself.
So do you think a lot of people who maybe say, oh, I don't listen to country music, will start listening to country music after they see this?
We know it because we've spent the last few years as the film was coming together inviting people into our studio, and they're really just divided exactly, oh, I don't like country music, and then they come in and go, wow, I really do like it, this is so moving. Or I only know a little bit about country music, and they go, oh, I didn't realize how much I did know and how much I did love it.
If you want to look for like super strong women telling really amazing stories, you went to country.
By the end of this, you'll get to know 60 or 70 people, and maybe 40 of them you'll feel like at the end like they're your family members, somebody that you wouldn't mind seeing at Thanksgiving or the 4th of July picnic. Do you know what I mean? And
I love that. I would say probably all of those 101 people, I would love to see them at Thanksgiving, 4th of July picnic.
I believe that you can go look and find a country song that will help you feel better. Sometimes it might make you cry, but you'll feel better.
I mean, country music, there's been a lot of different iterations of it. It started in one way, which people will learn in the series, and then it changed, and it keeps changing, and now there's these songs on the radio like Old Town Road and The Get Up. What do you, do those kind of things that are more hip-hoppy or kind of combining different music styles into country music, does that come up in your series?
well, you know, we're historians, so we end at the millennium, you know, height of Garth Brooks' popularity. Bill Monroe, the great bluegrass founder, dies, and Johnny Cash dies in 2003. But I'll tell you that the story that's going on now with Old Town Road and sort of, you know, the idea that is country music narrow definition or is it broad? It's always been broad from the beginning. It's never been one thing from the very, very beginning. And after it started off not being one thing, it started adding lots of other things to it. And so it's this wonderful amalgam that bumps into and overlaps with the blues and with jazz and with R&B and with rock and with all sorts of different other forms where we tend to, for our convenience or our commerce, segregate them into different silos. There's no borders here.
This is the story.
Most of the country singers were ordinary folks, still feel they are, and look so-called ordinary folks, and of course there is no such thing as ordinary folks, in the eye and relate to them all of their career, no matter how big they are, no matter how small, how fast they're rising or how fast they're falling. And that's a really great tribute to the music and the people who are part of it.
Hello, I'm Johnny Kay.
What is the feeling after people watch 16 hours of country music? What kind of feeling are you hoping that they're left with?
Well, we know a little bit about how episode works on us, and we've watched it work on a lot of people, and we had to start distributing hankies in our own editing room when we were working on it, and the waterworks really start when we invite visitors in. So I think it'll be emotionally cathartic in a good way. You know, as Charlie Pride says in our film, there's songs that'll make you cry, but make you feel better because of it. And this film really addresses that. You know, the arc of life, you know, none of us get out of here alive. And fortunately, there's a country music song for every moment of that complicated life.
That's amazing.
As sure as night is dark.
And what's so great about country music, 3 chords and the truth is what the songwriter Harlan Howard called it. So the music isn't, you know, complicated the way classical music and some forms of jazz is, but it's about universal truths that all of us are engaged in. The joy of birth, the sadness at death, falling in love, falling out of love, being lonely, seeking redemption. All of these are the main themes of country music, and there's a song in there for everyone.
Both day and night.